Welcome back to the channel. We got The End of Humanity brought to you by ChatGPT and Elon Musk, Brett Cooper. Don't forget to smash that like button, get subscribed if you're not already. Let's get into it.
So our population is apparently in rapid decline, and the tech overlords seem hell-bent on trying to speed up that process. And yes, that means even Elon.
Even though Elon's like one of the biggest advocates for, increasing the population. The guy with like how many kids now? 14 or something? Insane. Like, take care of your children, man.
It seems like the tech entrepreneurs just can't
You can only
seem to
have
hold
so
themselves
many.
back when it comes to AI and making sexual content, even if that goes against their publicly held principles. Elon has made Grok sex bots, and now Sam Altman and OpenAI are leaning in to adult erotica, and we need to talk about it. Before we dive in, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so that you always see our episodes. And fun news, guys, I am adding some new live shows to the docket. So I will be in New York City on November 5th at the Stand, and I will be here in Nashville at Zany's on November 22nd. So if you are in either of those cities and you want to catch a lot to this story. Now, as you guys know, I love talking about AI. I actually don't love talking about AI. I wish that this was not an issue that came up frequently, but it unfortunately is. I feel like we are constantly talking about the new godforsaken ways that AI is being utilized and weaponized against humanity.
If you see me looking off down here, it's because my cat's down on the floor beneath my chair.
I would love it if it was just being used for good.
And unlike Hassan Piker, I actually care for my animal.
But unfortunately, that is not the case, and it is certainly not the case today. Getting into today's story, the reason why I wrote this episode and why I wanted to talk about this was because as many of the AI companies were leaning into adult content and these weird chatbots, Sam Altman and OpenAI were allegedly doing something different. They were making it clear that this was not a direction that they planned on going in. In fact, just 2 months ago, in August, Altman said this on a podcast.
I think there's a big difference between winning the race and building the AI future that would be best for the most people. And I can imagine that it is easier, maybe more quantifiable sometimes to focus on the next way to win the race. And
why does he look like hitting random on a random white guy generator? Like, that's the character you get when you start a new video game and you click randomize. That's what you come up with, is Sam Altman.
I'm curious, when those two things are at odds, what is an example of a decision that you've had to make that is best for the world but not best for winning?
I think there are a lot. So one of the things that we are most proud of is many people say that ChatGPT is their favorite piece of technology ever, and that it's the one that they trust the most, rely on the most, whatever. And this is a little bit of a ridiculous statement because AI is the thing that hallucinates. AI has all of these problems, right? But
AI definitely has a hallucination problem. It definitely has a problem. It will literally tell you you're right in the most way where it sounds. It will gaslight you into thinking the answer it gives you is correct, even if the answer is more incorrect factually than anything else on the planet. All of a sudden, it will convince you, yeah, this is right, this is correct. You don't need to look up, you don't need to go to anything different.
We have screwed some things up along the way, sometimes big time, but on the whole, I think as a user of ChatGPT, you get the feeling that like it's trying to help you. It's trying to like help you accomplish whatever you ask. It's very aligned with you. It's not trying to get you to like, use it all day. It's not trying to like get you to buy something. It's trying to like kind of help you accomplish whatever your goals are. And that's like a very special relationship we have with our users. We do not take it lightly. There's a lot of things we could do that would like grow faster, that would get more time in ChatGPT, that we don't do because we know that like our long-term incentive is to stay as aligned with our users as possible. But there's a lot of short-term stuff we could do that would like really like juice growth or revenue or whatever and be very misaligned with that long-term goal. And I'm proud of the company and how little we get distracted by that, but sometimes we do get tempted.
Are there specific examples that come to mind? Any like decisions that you've made?
Well, we haven't put a sex bot avatar in ChatGPT yet.
Okay, So Sam Altman gives this
That was
long
a stab
answer
at Elon. That was a stab at Elon Musk's female grok AI.
to what I think is a really great question about how can you, achieve greatness? How can you succeed without compromising your values? How can you, retain this trust that you have with your audience? What are you not doing, in search of these values, or I guess in search of protecting these values? And he gives this long speech about how much they value their customers and how ChatGPT is really here to help you, and it's a healthy relationship. And then he goes, yeah, well, the one thing we're not doing is creating a ChatGPT sex bot. In fact, what he was saying there in that very long-winded answer was that he saw producing this adult content as a quote-unquote distraction from producing what would do the most good for the most people using AI, using what he had created. And at large, he was celebrated and commended for this because everybody
Yeah, I think with AI, it can be used as a tool to help you along the way, but you shouldn't use it as a replacement for any sort of relationship or human interaction you have. You should use it as a tool to help you find your human that you may want to interact with and live with and marry and be with for the rest of your life. You may want to use it to help find that person, but you cannot make it that person. It will become whatever you want it to become, but it is just reaffirming what you give it.
seem to be doing the opposite. And so it absolutely positively shocked people when last week he announced that in a new update coming in December, ChatGPT would now allow erotica. I mean, Sam, buddy, what changed over 2 months? Now, we don't have clear details on what this erotica will entail or what this will actually look like within ChatGPT, but this is indeed a major shift considering everything that Altman just said on that podcast less than 90 days ago, and the fact that right now ChatGPT has a widespread ban on all sexual content. This was Altman's reasoning when he made the announcement. So this was posted on October 14th, so just last week, and you just have to hear this. Okay, he said, "We made ChatGPT pretty restrictive to make sure we were being careful with mental health issues. We realized this made it less useful, less enjoyable to many users who had no mental health problems. But given the seriousness of the issue, we wanted to get this right." Okay, they're being holier than thou. They're trying to be healthy, to help people. That's what he's trying to say. Now that we've been able to mitigate the serious mental health issues and have new tools, we are going to be able to safely relax the restrictions in most cases. In a few weeks, we plan to put out a new version of ChatGPT that allows people to have a personality that behaves more like what people liked about 4.0. We hope it will be better.
Yeah, people were becoming in love, falling for their AI companion with 4.0. And the fact that they actually re-released 4.0 after upgrading to 5 and then going, "Oh, here, you can have 5 or 4 if you want to keep those relationships." Because 5 would just kind of give you the facts and give you the things you're looking for. Well, 4 would help reaffirm you and make it so it act like it cares about you. And guys, you can't be using AI and having it pretend to care about you. It doesn't care about you. It just wants to, either continue talking to you with what you want to keep talking to, or stop talking if you stop talking. It does what you want to do, just in a more, computerized manner. Can I help you?
If you want your ChatGPT to respond in a very human-like way or use a ton of emojis or act like a friend, ChatGPT should do it, but only if you want it, not because we are usage maxing. It kind of seems like you are usage maxing because you're giving in to what people are saying or what people are wanting, which he says in the next
100%.
sentence. In December, as we roll out age gating more fully and as part of our treat adult users like adults principle, we will allow even more like erotica for verified adults. I mean, I'm sorry, in that sentence, you are completely usage maxing. There's no other reason to put that online. So what you're saying here in this very long-winded post from October 14th is that you are compromising on your policies, on your alleged beliefs, to bring adult sexual content to people without mental health problems. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think I am literally giving myself a mental illness trying to understand this, Sam Altman, but at least I have Peak to keep me healthy. Peak's deep hydration. This is not just another 3 months free at hallow.com/Cooper. But back to the point here, back to something that is far less healthy, far less godly. I mean, Altman, how are you gauging Who is mentally ill with ChatGPT? That seems insane to me. How are you protecting your underage users? It seems like very few people, if any people in tech, have been able to protect children from the adult content that they either create or.
Oh yeah, it's real easy to go on any social media platform and find any kind of adult content, porn, whatever you want to call it. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of content that is not appropriate for younger users or anyone under the age of 18. And it is wild how many people are like, oh yeah, this is okay to talk about on the platform. And I'm going to bring everything I can onto the platform just because they say it's not allowed. So that means I can bring it on, right? Like, no. Just because a site that comes out that's a social media platform that allows you to post certain things doesn't mean you should just be able to post anything.
Allow on their platform. That has been a huge issue with Meta that they are actively
Hey,
trying to work on. Like,
what do you want?
do you really think that you
Come
have
here.
finally solved it, that you have cracked the
can't
code
open
that
that
nobody else has been able
You have to
to
hang
or
out
has
in
been
here.
willing to crack? And additionally, what about the established fact that pornographic materials and pornographic activities actually increase mental illness? Your entire
Oh,
value
I
system has
100% believe
apparently
that.
been.
Looking at porn and looking at different images like that all the time definitely will increase your amount of mental illness and your amount of, wondering what is this, what can I do, what can my brain allow me to get off to, and what's left and right. Do you mind? I can't open the door because my younger brother is in the middle of his Halloween party tonight. I attended for a while, but had to come record some videos and get caught back up because I took some time off earlier in the week. But I can't open the door. I don't know why he thinks that I can just open that and let him back out. But for the moment, he's in here with me. It's one of those where I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know how to fix this. He thinks he can go out, but I can't let him right now.
Based on helping your users, making sure that they trust you, keeping them healthy, not impacting, mental health crises. And now you're rolling out erotica on your platform. If your goal is to protect.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was weirded out by Elon bringing the AI models that he did with Grok and the female version there. Things like that where I'm just like, oh, that's weird. When he brought out something that looked like, this right here, these kind of things, and it's like, well, I don't have a problem seeing these things myself, knowing that it's AI and knowing that it's just here to try to sell something, some kind of user with AI companionship, and it's kind of a weird thing to do. And especially from the guy Elon Musk, who is always preaching how he wants, there's a declining birth rate and how there's massive problems with people getting together and not having enough kids all the time. It kind of is like, this is counterproductive. You're making an AI that'll interact with some guys and that'll take them longer now to get with a girl and actually, have a relationship, have kids, make a family, and grow the population like Elon knows we all do need to increase a little bit more on that path. It's one of those where you're sitting and going, what are you doing? You're playing both sides of the coin here. Are you profiting off of both sides, Elon?
People, you are actually doing the exact opposite. I would also argue, and people are free to disagree with me on this, but I would also argue against the idea that treating people like adults means handing them erotica. There are plenty of other places that already exist, too many in my opinion, where you can get that kind of content. You yourself do not need to offer that and compromise your alleged principles to do so. Like, which principle is more important? Keeping people healthy, protecting their mental health, or quote unquote, treating them like adults, which I guess means giving in to their vices? I mean, it makes no sense. And this obviously reminds me a lot of what Elon Musk did over the summer. Now, we talked about this in a previous episode. I believe we can link that below if you want to see my response in real time as all of this came out. But Over the summer, Elon rolled out 2 explicit chatbots through his program Grok. And if you follow him on X, I am sure you
Like
have
I was
been
saying.
bombarded with the sexual content, with his excitement over these AI sex bots. I had to mute him because it was just like way too much. And Elon was not shy about the fact.
Yeah, he was very happy with these bots. I'm like, I get that he's, the owner of the company that put them out and he's excited to get more users on his platform. There comes to the extent of, is this going to do good or bad and harm the human race as a whole? It's one of those questions where I gotta wonder, is it going to help us or harm us in the long run?
That these chatbot characters were designed to be sexual. These were not chatbots that, you could, have a rated R version, or you could, jailbreak to be able to talk to like this. Maybe they would flirt. No. I mean, like, this is what he said.
These are straight up
when he rolled out the
built as a rated R version of these chatbots.
He said his personality is inspired by Edward Cullen from Twilight and Christian Grey from 50 Shades. So this,
which is basically inspired by the same material, because 50 Shades is inspired by Twilight.
Chatbot is inspired, so
it's the same
by
thing.
A BDSM character and somebody from Twilight. I mean, excellent. Like, this is just what modern women need. This obviously is going to help the gender and relationship and dating crisis that we are facing in 2025. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Anybody out there single, not knowing what to do, it's like, be me. I'm a single guy who is still trying to figure out some things in life. He might be a little behind on some things, but he knows how he can catch up if he can get to the point of doing the proper things. But along the way, it's like, all right, where do I go to meet people? I don't drink, so I don't really I don't drink often, so I don't really you won't find me at a bar or a club. I'm not an extrovert, so you won't find me out and about doing much. Like, the most you'll find me out is going to the grocery store shopping.
Elon, and then for the men.
And then, yeah, she's going to go over the male chatbot, or the male's counterpart chatbot here.
Out there, he did not forget you. This right here is the female companion, Annie, I don't know how he pronounces it, but here she is.
And
I mean,
Brett
I don't even know if we're going to be
Blurter.
able to show this on YouTube. We might have to be blurring it, but let's just say there is jiggling action. There is new.
She's great. She's fantastic as a chatbot and nothing more. She will never replace and be a relationship for you. She will never replace actual sex and actual abilities, not in her current form. Maybe in a future update in 2050. When all of a sudden we have actual sex robots, then maybe you can put her personality in there. But until that point, this is just a robot you can talk to.
Be happening on the screen, and this is just available to everybody on X. These are the things that Elon was posting and sharing on his own page. And this is so insane to me because
I remember
these
him
AI
doing
chatbots,
that when
they
it
are
first started.
The new generation of pornography. Now you don't have to go on Pornhub. You don't have to subscribe to a girl's OnlyFans and contribute to the degradation of her body.
Hey, that last part there, not having to subscribe on OnlyFans and contribute to anything, that's a much better option. You can just have AI create whatever you want, whatever interesting or sick fantasies you got in your head, and nobody will be getting hurt doing any actions. It will just be whatever AI invents for your twisted brains.
And her reputation and her mind and soul, you can just use AI. You can just go on to Grok after you've been scrolling on X all afternoon, and you can play with
Meow.
Or whatever.
You got such a weird meow, man. I love you. My grunting cat. Meow. You're fine.
The heck his name is Valentino. I think that's the name that he settled on for the character.
Yeah,
that's
such a weird meow.
Shades of Grey. I mean, as we have discussed before in lengthy episodes, this is far more dangerous than pornography, in my opinion, because it completely warps reality for the users. Like, why go date somebody in real life if you can have your AI chatbot girlfriend, boyfriend, who can be customized to the way that you want them to look, who can do exactly.
You want to know why you go date someone? Because your AI chatbot boyfriend or girlfriend can't actually get you pregnant or get pregnant with your kids. That's why.
What you want them to do, who will talk how you want, who will be interested in the things that you want them to be interested in, who will never say no to you. I mean, by far, I think that's the most dangerous element of all of this. Like, this is already the kind of technology that has driven people, young people specifically, to commit suicide because their chatbot encourages.
Yeah, these chatbots convincing people to commit suicide is kind of insane that people have allowed it to get to this point. And to the people who, if you you see a friend of yours sitting on their phone all day, or if you realize that they're talking to an AI, make sure that the AI they're talking to is just helping them, as a tool and not replacing someone communicating with them as a friend. Your AI is at this moment in time today, on October 31st, 2025, when I am watching this video, there is zero chance that any AI can replace a friendship or any relationship like that. It can be a tool that you can use to help get out of situations and feel better about yourself, but it cannot be a replacement.
Urges them to do so, and they are so in love with or so trusting of this chatbot that they go through with it. Like, we have not seen the extent of what this technology will do to people.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think there's any ability for the companies who made the chatbots to get sued for these things that are happening. It's like, to me, I think it's up to the parents to learn what their kids are doing and to know about what their children are up to on their phones and on their devices. There is tons of ways for parents to download an app on their kid's phone, download the app on their phone, have the app on their kid's phone report everything their kid does back to them, so that if your kid is going through talking to a chatbot, you can go back and look at the logs, look at the messages, and find out that this chatbot is trying to convince my child to kill itself, when in reality your kid is just being impressionable by, in this case, an AI.
And their minds, especially young developing minds. Thank God, thankfully, immediately the general response to both of these men and the things that they were rolling out, their sexy updates, was confusion and disgust. Like, one person in response to Sam Altman said, 2023, AI will cure cancer. 2025, soon we will achieve AI erotica for verified adults. Like, yeah, this is really a positive look for the future. This was in response to Elon. This person said, wow, this should do wonders for society and young incel men who already spend way too much time disconnected from society. Totally worth the compute environmental and societal destruction. Well done again, Elon. Somebody else said, I thought you had a deeper mind. This is a bit worrying for the future. And then this one in response to Altman was particularly hard-hitting. He said, TLDR, we cared about mental health, but that affected our bottom line, so we no longer care about mental health. Yeah, we didn't want to be distracted by this. We wanted to do the most good for the most people, protect that trust with our audience, but everybody is beating us. Yeah, everybody's succeeding. So actually, even though I just, said that I wouldn't do this on a podcast 90 days ago, actually in December, we will now be compromising on those values. And all of this basically sums up the argument made by people who were excited for the updates. I mean, some of them were saying, yes, treat me like an adult. I want to have a chatbot girlfriend. But for example, one woman said, people criticizing XAI for Grok spicy images or Ani Companion are missing the bigger picture. Elon Musk is simply doing what the greatest entrepreneurs always do, identifying massive unmet demand and delivering exactly what people truly want. That is not scandalous. That's brilliant business. I actually don't think.
I love that it follows, that statement to the post links that says, this post is unavailable. That is hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, you linked a post, and that post was either so good or so bad, it was removed.
That is the biggest picture here, because again, at what cost? Not just for humanity, because that really is what's happening here, but at the expense of the values that they themselves expressed as individuals and companies. I mean, I think it was Sam Altman who said that AI would one day cure cancer, and that, chatbot porno things were a distraction in that goal. Elon has spent years upon years talking about the civilization collapse that is impending thanks to our declining birth rate. And then what does he go and do this summer? He gave boundless access to sexual content that will directly impact these birth rates. I think we talked about this in one of my maternity leave episodes. We can link that below as well. But the declining birth rate isn't just because women aren't wanting to have kids or men aren't wanting to have kids. It's because people are not getting married.
People are just not talking to each other anymore. They're not meeting each other. They're not having conversations. Like, I don't remember the last time I met someone new that wasn't just like someone I interacted with randomly at my job. Can you guys remember the last time you met someone new who you intentionally introduced yourself to and was like, hey, I want to meet this person. I want to get to know them. Like, do you remember the last time? Because I bet you don't.
People who are getting married are having children consistently across political lines, regardless of how old you are. It is a marriage and relationship problem. And so, of course, we have to ask, what is statistically proven to inhibit the development of committed, healthy relationships with healthy, in-person, real-life sex lives? Pornography. And it is literally everywhere. And again, I would argue that these chatbots are far more dangerous than the pornography of even 2 years ago. Now, additionally, Elon, the impacts of
2 years ago we had deepfake AI porn coming out where different streamers were leaking who they were watching, and it was their friends. That's kind of weird. Why would you deepfake porn of your own friends to watch and jerk off to? That's kind of strange.
Specifically, are now
with the new AI chatbots, you can just make AI porn of whoever you want. Your friends, the people you're infatuated with, people who never intended to have anything like that related to them. You know, maybe if you're deranged and fucked up, you use underage and illegal material that you're making into porn. And yeah, there are definitely some red flags, some red lines that should not get crossed. And I don't know where the fine line is, but I say if you're breaking the law, you shouldn't be generating it.
Being studied and things do not look great. And yes, I would argue that you are now going to be contributing to this. From a 2021 study that was done on young men in China, they found that the earlier that men were introduced to pornography and the more that they watched, the less healthy and less concentrated their sperm was. Essentially, pornography caused their sexual system and their hormones to just be completely fried. It didn't just impact them mentally or emotionally, it impacted them biologically. It is impacting their ability to procreate. And I'm sorry if that makes any viewers uncomfortable, but that is just the truth. If you are somebody who actively uses porn, I say this every single time that I do one of these episodes, I'm not here to shame you or attack you, but I do genuinely hope that this encourages you to think about your vice and think about what you're doing and how this could impact future relationships, your family, your ability to have children, because all of that is very real. Porn is a leading contributor to divorce. Porn is a leading contributor to mental illness. It is connected to increased sexual violence. And does any of that sound like it is helping increase our birth rate and prevent population collapse, Elon?
No, I don't think it helps at all. I think it actually hinders. I think adding these porn chatbots and these sexual-related AIs is definitely a hindrance to humanity as a whole, in the fact that people are so willing just to go create them, use them, and generate things with people, especially for the AI sites that allow like image generation to just without any like restrictions, so that they can just generate AI images of people against their will. Maybe there are people who actively have stated, hey, I don't want to make porn, I don't want to do anything like this, I don't believe in that, and then all of a sudden now someone comes and AI generates stuff of them without their consent. Like that, there's some level of fucked up there.
No. Again, in my opinion, it is directly contributing to that collapse. I would still care about all this. I would still be talking about all this, even if Elon and Altman had not made big stinks about their goals and concerns for humanity and what they wanted AI to do.
I'd talk about it. Whoever made the bots, really. It doesn't matter which company made the bot. If the bot exists, then it is actively problematic to the extent of these things are going to harm population increase over time.
Because I do think that this kind of content is just a net bad for society, and you guys know this if you've been watching my content for a while. But the fact that these men were so willing to and were so quick to compromise their values is just, it's just simply unfortunate.
It's kind of baffling.
I want to say that it's disappointing, but maybe I shouldn't have hope in these men to begin with. I just don't think we should put our trust in them. So maybe I'll just say that it is unfortunate. Maybe it is disappointing. I don't know. I think unfortunate is probably the best word. Like with
Unfortunate
technology
is a good
moving
word.
as quickly as it is, it would be nice if we had some leader in the tech industry, in the AI industry, that could
That's why I think we need some younger folks in Congress and in positions of power to help get regulations set up to protect us, the people who are knowledgeable about these topics in power. Hi, Blaze. Kitty. And get people to where they can actually help us and put things in place that'll be for the benefit of humanity and not the detriment of it.
consumers could actually look to and trust. But per usual, it all goes back to us. It all goes back to the consumers and our individual families, our individual values. Because I'm sorry, the world is not rosy and rainbows and butterflies. You can't trust people. You can't trust anybody but yourself to protect you, your values, your health, or your children. So do not get complacent. Do not trust the AI overlords who say that they care on podcasts, because within 90 days, they might switch on a dime. So let that be a lesson to us all. And stay off the chatbots, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it all the
Great, fantastic video from Brett as always. Leave a like underneath the video, smash the subscribe button if you're new, and have a wonderful, fantastic day. I will see you later.